Flight 229, you're clear for takeoff.
Just like a flight plan, you have to know where you're going and how you will get there when you plan for retirement. Let Ryan Fleming help you chart out a course for your retirement with his intimate knowledge of financial planning and the airline industry. It's time for the Pilot's Advisor.
Hello, my name is Ryan Fleming, and I am the Pilot's Advisor. Welcome to another show today, where we're going to be talking about the current bear market and bear markets in general. My job is to coach you through these tough times and make sure you don't make emotional decisions with your money that are going to hurt you long term. However, right now is probably the most difficult time to not do that, because everywhere you look, there's negativity out there, whether you're watching Fox Business, CNN, Fox News. There's nothing out there but doom and gloom. So rather than feeling the emotion of the bear market, let's focus on the facts. Knowing the facts are going to help us stay level-headed and make sure that we make the right decisions going forward. Remember, bear markets are a part of a healthy market cycle. They will inevitably happen, and we must always focus on the long-term view, even though I know that's very difficult. They're almost always shorter than the bull markets, and whenever there's a bear market, a bull market is sure to follow. It happens every single time. There definitely is one thing that I know you shouldn't focus on during market corrections and bear markets, and that's exactly what other people are doing or what you think they're doing. I know it feels like a great time to just make a change when in most cases that making of a change is what's going to hurt you for the long term and which you'll never recover from. It's a great time to rebalance, but it's not a great time to get out of the market because you will never recover. Of course, it's impossible to predict exactly how a bear market will evolve, but we do know that they're inevitable and that they're a natural part of the market cycle. And I don't think anyone out there could have predicted this coronavirus. So whether or not you've been an investor during a bear market in the past, the more you know about them and how people behave during them, the better prepared you're going to be to successfully endure them and take advantage of the recovery. There have been about 25 bear markets since 1928. The S&P gained at least 32% in the year following the last three bear markets in the U.S. Bear markets are a natural response to bull markets when they run out of steam. Eventually, there's going to be a turn. The latest, 08 with the mortgage crisis, well, we've been on a huge run for 10 years. Everybody knew that there needed to be a correction out there. It was almost like the market was just looking for an excuse. And just about anything can cause a correction and a bear market, from evolving investor psychology to global events like the coronavirus and this pandemic. Where we go from here, we do not know, but statistically, bear markets happen about every 3.5 years. So the fact that we are going on 10 years, we were more than due this bear market. On average, bear markets last about 15 months. So here we are, only a couple months in. I know there's a lot of unknowns out there, and it's really scary. But just like in 08, everybody said it's different this time, and our economy will never, ever recover when it always does. And so just remember, as hard as it is, all bear markets eventually pass, every single time. And the financial lesson here is they're inevitable. Bear markets are inevitable. And we need to look at ways of how you can keep your cool. And so we're going to go through those. I know that this situation's hard, but don't forget that I'm here to help you. It's amazing how many of my clients have reached out and just say, hey, and they have a little bit of a question. But all they really wanted was somebody to tell them that it's going to be okay. If you have somebody in your life that could use a professional perspective on the market correction or the bear markets, have them reach out to me. If you have some concerns about it, feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, text. I'm here to help you. I actually have a few clients that just retired at the end of last year. So going right into the retirement, we've had this huge correction in the market. Could you imagine how scary that must be for them, to where they're finally starting to draw on their money that they've been saving for all this time, and as soon as they need to start pulling money out, they have a huge decline in their account balance. That would be horrible, and that's what we call sequence of return risk. However, your portfolio has been designed for the long term, and most of the simulations we do when we do a Monte Carlo simulation, of 10,000 different outcomes of the market, there are many that plan for that 20% drop for those first 2 years, and we want to build a portfolio that's still going to survive that. And if you are one of those individuals that just retired and you're one of our listeners, I'm reaching out to you. I know I've reached out to you personally, but everything is going to be okay. I promise, because the numbers don't lie and you have to think long term. Is anyone else kind of lonely today? I was wondering where Walter is. Walter has a great radio voice, unlike me. I hate actually getting on the radio, but I've gotten so much positive feedback from individuals that say they listen to the podcast and they've really get a lot out of it, to where I'm trying to up my game here a little bit, and I'll probably be doing some podcasts on my own because Walter can only stand to be around me so much each week. But anyway, I appreciate the feedback that everybody's been getting. I'm going to try to up my game and have a little bit more content, more shows, more guests, and hopefully we'll get more listeners. So with that, I want to reach out to you, the listeners. Feel free to text me, email me, let me know about shows or content that you guys want to talk about, maybe some guests that I should try to get on, or things that you're interested in hearing about. I know we don't want to talk about financial stuff all the time, but we can talk about market issues, stuff that's going on with the airlines. I think there's more insecurity and unknowns with the airlines right now than there's ever been. I know I've recently been on a couple flights internationally, and literally on a 777-300, I think I was one of 8 people out there. I've been through major international airports, and they're completely dead. I've never seen anything like it. It is scary, scary times. And I know many of you are scared out there and wondering what's going to happen at your individual airline, whether or not you might get furloughed. I think September is going to be a very, very interesting time for all of us. And so let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's hear about those fears, and let's discuss about a plan going forward, because no matter what, we have to move forward with our lives and try to make the best decisions we can financially and for family going forward. So I'll be waiting to hear from you, and we will try to have more content going forward, and I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Information is for illustrative purposes only and does not constitute tax, investment, or legal advice. Always consult with a qualified investment, legal, or tax professional before taking any action.